Hello, everybody. We're back for Secret Spaces, August 30th edition. Sit tight. We're going to get our guest, StakeEasy, up here on stage today. We're going to go over some updates about their liquid staking protocol. And with any luck, we'll also get to go into other updates from around the secret ecosystem, give time for people to ask their questions. But first, we got to tweet this out, get the announcements out. Give us a hot second, and please do us a favor. Send this link around to your communities. Let's pack the room for the StakeEasy team. They're going to leak some cool stuff today, I'm sure, because we always do share good secrets on Secret Spaces. Sit tight for a second. Let's get everybody up on stage, and we'll kick off in just a moment. All right, again, just give us one hot minute here. Patrick, can you help me out by pinning our usual tweet? Yep, it is pinned. I see it. So I'm inviting the StakeEasy account as a speaker here. Perfect. So it looks like Patrick is getting our announcements out around the secret ecosystem. We're going to pack the room for the StakeEasy team, who we're very happy to have here today. We'll kick off in like 30 seconds. Again, please share this with all your friends in the IBC ecosystem. This is definitely going to be something relevant to their interests, whether they're currently staking secret or otherwise. So let's see if we can't get a few more people in here before we kick off. We usually get people streaming in as we go, but it's nearly time to kick off yet another edition of Secret Spaces. Give us just half a minute more. All right, let's kick off. I think we've got everybody here. We got a quorum. So this is Secret Spaces, August 30th edition. This is Tor hosting from the Secret Network account. We also have Patrick here from Secret Foundation, and today we're hosting the StakeEasy team, presenting on their liquid staking protocol. So this is exciting. We're going to start the way that we always do, with a quick guest intro. We're going to hear about them personally, and then we're going to get straight into everything StakeEasy, what it is, what they're solving, what can you do to get involved. And we'll also, in a moment, drop those secret badge details. These Freedom Mint NFTs, they get given away every time we host a secret space. Today is no exception. We'll drop the claim code in a second. Read through the pinned tweet to learn more. There's a link so you can get straight to that badge page and claim your own secret badge. If you've never done it, I highly recommend it. If you have done it, keep collecting them all. We're thinking of ways to reward people for being frequent spaces supporters. So thank you again for tuning in every week. We really appreciate it. And obviously so do the teams. So with all that said, I'll turn it over to the StakeEasy account. Can you please introduce yourself? You can keep it short and sweet, and then we're going to get straight into what StakeEasy actually is.
Okay, so hi, I am Udit from the team StakeEasy. I am one of the core devs behind StakeEasy and also Polar Framework. So I've been part of Secret Network for roughly a year now. I think I started working on Polar last year in September. So yeah, so first we built out Polar around from September till December. In December, we started work on StakeEasy, launched it on mainnet in March, and recently also launched it on Juno mainnet last week. So yeah, I guess that should summarize the introduction.
Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and kick off. So just before we answer everything about StakeEasy, yes, it's time to drop the claim code. Your claim code today for the secret badge, if you guys go ahead and click through, your claim code is LIQUID, in honor of liquid staking. LIQUID, all one word, capital letters. That'll let you claim today's secret badge, proving you are here to support the StakeEasy team. So we'll go over that again later on, just for people who are joining late, but that's for later. For now, let's start with what StakeEasy is. So tell us in your own words, what is StakeEasy? What problem are you guys trying to solve?
Sure. So StakeEasy is essentially just a liquid staking solution for now. Liquid staking is like, let's take an example, like you have a proof of stake chain. Every Cosmos chain is a proof of stake. So in a proof of stake chain, like people delegate to validators. When they delegate, their token gets locked up for a certain period of time. And it's auto designed to prevent any sort of like majority attacks that might happen, that anyone can, to not allow anyone to buy up the majority of the native tokens and take control of the network itself. So liquid staking comes in and says that, okay, we can kind of like halfway rewind this thing so that at least we can have instant unbonding from some people who want to unbond their token in case of an emergency, saying that they can't wait for 21 days. And maybe like someone else can take their bonded token and exchange for an unbonded token. So you're still keeping that kind of security there, but also allowing those kind of people to also have that option. So StakeEasy does that for Secret Network and recently also for Juno Network. And we have also, so most of like the design itself is inspired from the existing liquid sync solution that are present in Ethereum. We're also present in other Cosmos ecosystem uh, like I think Terra used to have a couple of liquid sync solution. So the core idea is quite the same, just as in case of a DEX, like essentially all of the DEXs are same. But if you go into details, you'll see that, okay, most of the DEXs are a lot different if you go into details. So similar is our case that essentially it's a liquid sync protocol, but it has certain improvements over other liquid sync protocols. And we are also like highly emphasizing on how we can utilize IBC to make the liquid sync experience even better for the users.
That's super exciting. Well, thank you for the overview. So let's talk a little bit about StakeEasy specifically and how it works, because we've been hearing a lot about liquid staking in the Cosmos, especially in this whole IBC universe. So I want to understand exactly how StakeEasy works itself and what makes it different from other solutions people might have heard about or might have even used themselves.
Yeah, sure. So how StakeEasy works is that you have, let's say, some secret token, 100 secret token. You can go to Kepler and see a list of validators. Maybe you are new to the ecosystem, you don't know what these validators are and who is running them. So you just choose from the top of the list because like the list is sorted according to the amount staked. So the first one has the highest amount staked in the whole network itself. So what happens is that most people who are coming from centralized exchanges and those who are not DeFi degens per se, those people generally tend to choose the first two or three validators. And what that leads to is that kind of a skewness in the delegation amount. So what happens is, let's say it can happen over time that two or three validators have more than 50% amount staked. So there could be a case where like those validators can collude and take over the network. So for decentralization, you don't want that kind of thing to happen. So first problem was this for us to solve that, okay, how do we prevent this? So what we do is that in opposition to other liquid sync protocols, we have an open set of validators that is kind of cycled through every few months. So we have currently 10 validators in our set that are like chosen, like some are from the top, some are from the bottom, some are chosen basis of how are they contributing to the community. So we are kind of like being the middleware where like the end user doesn't need to know about like which are the best validator to choose, doesn't even need to know about that, okay, this kind of risk is there if like two or three were to get more than 50%. So user doesn't need to worry about these things, and the network is also prevented from these kind of attacks. And other than that, we are also focused on, let's say, we also have a DAO in works, which essentially will allow our users to vote on which validator should be included in the set and which should be taken out of the set. So that will also make it even more transparent. And we also have, so what you can do is that when you stake your secret, you get some passive income in form of staking rewards because you're helping secure the network itself. So this basically is a simple interest you get. If you want to compound it, let's say you want to compound it every day, you go to a Kepler wallet every day, you make a transaction to claim your rewards, you make another transaction to stake those rewards back. So like in our case, what we do is that since our like whole system is smart contract based, we have these crons working every day, every 24 hours, which restakes all of the rewards every 24 hours. So the user doesn't have to do this transaction every day, and the rewards also get auto compounded. So the second feature you're getting is that you don't have to do this transaction. You're also getting your rewards compounded. Third is that you get the liquid token SE secret, which essentially is a representation of how much secret you have staked. So if you say you stake 100 secret, you get some X amount of SE secret. You can come after 3 or 4 months, and let's say during those 3 or 4 months, 5 secret was generated as staking rewards. So when you unbond that SE secret after a few months, you'll get 105 secret in return. So this SE secret token itself is also a representation of how much rewards you have accrued so far. And you can take this as a secret out to maybe Secret Swap or Sienna Swap and also use it in a liquidity. And another problem here comes is that once people have secret tokens, they have a choice to either delegate to validator or to provide liquidity, or maybe use in some other DeFi protocol, maybe like in a lending protocol like CNLN. So you can do only one of these things. But if you had a liquid staking solution, you already have a SE secret, which is the representation of your stake. You already have staked your secret. You can take your SE secret and use in DeFi. So another use case comes here is that you are also getting DeFi yield on top of your staking yield, which again is auto compounded. And one more like feature we are working on, which is like has not been even explored by other liquid protocols, is that once you stake a secret, you also get voting power to vote on chain. Like you can have like recently there was one proposal where like you increase the validator set from 50 to 70. So those kind of proposals you can participate only when you have staked your secret. But if you do it through a liquid staking protocol, you can't directly do it if it's not inbuilt in the liquid staking protocol itself. So in our case, like the simplest way to do it is that basically allow any SE secret holder to vote for the on-chain, and the protocol will like work as this SE secret will work as a proxy for your vote on the main chain itself. So it could happen is that like, let's say 100,000 secret are staked in total with StakeEasy. So those 100 secret worth of vote can be transferred from SE secret holders to the chain itself. But the main issue here is that anyone can vote. And let's say like I want to vote on a proposal, but I don't want to hold any huge amount of secret. So kind of like a flash loan, what you can do is that you can just purchase SE secret from open market, vote, and just sell it immediately. So so what we are doing is that we are implementing kind of a time lock system, which basically prevents you from doing this kind of thing. So let's say we have a time lock, for instance, of 2 weeks. So anyone who has purchased any SE secret or minted any SE secret needs to be holding that SE secret for at least 14 days to be eligible to vote. And I think this also applies to the normal staking, where like if you stake your secret, you don't immediately get the ability to vote. I think it's still 21 days. After 21 days, you have the ability to vote. So that's also one thing we're working on, and that's distinctive from other liquidity protocol we have seen so far.
That's a very thorough response. I hope everybody absorbed all of that. We will be recording all of these as well, so people can go back and listen either here on Twitter, or we'll get these up on the secret YouTube so people can re-listen. But really in depth, so really great to go into those features and what's differentiating StakeEasy. Maybe we should ask about then DeFi, because one of the main reasons people are interested in liquid staking is so that they can get more utility in more ways for the assets that they're already holding on blockchains. So what's already live, or what is coming live soon that's making use of StakeEasy's liquid staking tokens?
So DeFi comes in that you say that, okay, you have a secret token. How do you create the DeFi utilities for this token? You essentially see that what are the current major use cases of the underlying unstaked token secret. And you see that, okay, how can we reflect that in the SE secret token itself so that the end user doesn't have much of the difference choosing amongst the two. So basically you have the added advantage of added yield and also increased staked asset amount in the network itself, but you are not like uh, losing out on the user experience. So that is one thing we are focused highly on in the DeFi section itself. Currently, we have liquidity pools live for SE Secret and Secret on Sienna Swap and Secret Swap. It's incentivized on Sienna Swap right now. And we also have a DeFi utility where like users can deposit their SE Secret and also use it as a collateral on Sienna Lend. So these three utilities are currently live. We are also working on, also once the Cosmos 1.0 is live on 13th September, we'll also see how we can take the SE secret out of the secret network and maybe to Juno or maybe to Osmosis and use their DeFi opportunities so that anyone who holds any SE secret can also maybe provide liquidity on Osmosis if they like to use Osmosis, or maybe on Juno Swap. Or there are also upcoming other DeFi opportunities once you have that IBC support for SNP20 tokens. And what we have done is, so let's say the SE secret token is there, how do users know that what kind of DeFi opportunities are there for SE secret? So there must be a like an aggregated page, one single page will list out all the DeFi opportunities. So first thing we did that we listed out in one page on our app itself. So it's just one application where like you come and you say that, okay, I am staking some secret. Now I want to use it in DeFi. You don't have to leave the app itself. You just go to the DeFi page. You are shown with a list of all the DeFi opportunities, and you can choose between them. Because like first thing you'll see that what's the yield on these, which platforms are they using, underlying platform, and also what's the current TVL, what's the reward amount right now. And other than that, we've also gone a little step further, is that you also won't have to go to that platform to integrate, to interact with that DeFi opportunities. So what happens is that most of the time, let's say we can have a list saying that, okay, we have a liquidity pool on Sienna Swap, and how do you deposit? You click on this link, which will open the Sienna Swap itself, and there you use it. So if you're familiar with how Sienna Swap interface looks like and how it works, you're good to go. But if you're not, like, we can't help it much. But in our case, what we have done is that we have extracted out, we have understood that, okay, how providing liquidity works for Sienna Swap, how providing liquidity works for Secret Swap, and essentially connected their contracts to our interface. So it's just one DeFi page where you choose the thing you want to do, maybe provide liquidity, maybe do a swap, or maybe borrow or lend out your SE secret. And you can directly do the transaction in that one single interface itself. And one more advantage of this is that it simplifies the UX quite a lot. You don't have to understand all the DeFi protocols, like how their UI UX is. We understand that, okay, we need to have one single UX for all of the swaps, and that should be as simple as it can be. And also, we can take the advantage here saying that, okay, these are all the DeFi utilities for the staked asset. So we can also further simplify it according to this use case. And similarly, we have done for Juno also, we have done that for LoopDex and uh, Juno Swap. And next step is to also integrate the Osmosis ecosystem.
Damn. All right. Well, I hope everybody's catching that. This is a lot of stuff. So let's then talk about what's right in the title here, talking about IBC. What then, yeah, how do you see in the near future, in the distant future, you making use of the full set of IBC functionalities? I mean, that to me is the most exciting thing here, like what you can be unlocking for the whole ecosystem. And if you're comfortable, like maybe even outside of IBC, thinking about bridges to even other ecosystems. What is your ambition here, and how is being in the interchain universe kind of helping you achieve it?
Yeah, definitely. So one thing I love about IBC is that it's a programmable bridge. It's not just a bridge to send token to and fro from one chain to another. You can essentially call an arbitrary message from one chain to another. And with interchain accounts coming, you can essentially have a user experience where you say that, okay, uh, so for example, like what we are doing, so if you generalize it, you'll see that, okay, essentially staking and integrating with DeFi, essentially they all come in one umbrella, which is generating yield through your crypto. So IBC will let us allow these kind of yields for not just for Secret, not just for Juno, but essentially all of the native tokens that are generating any kind of yield in Cosmos itself. So what IBC does, what we can do with IBC is saying that, okay, you have seen the growth in Ethereum DeFi. So first came this DeFi protocols, Uniswap, Dexes, then came the Aave lending protocol and these other DeFi utilities. And then came Yearn and Badger, which simplified your passive income yield farming, which is that, okay, there are a bunch of steps that are common in doing kind of yield farm. You have maybe some incentivized pool. You have, again, you can do auto compounding and stuff like that. We as a platform, as a Yearn or Badger platform, can simplify that because two smart contracts on one chain, Ethereum, can interact with each other pretty simply, and like it works because it's the functionality is there in the underlying chain itself. So with IBC, what you can do that you can even do that cross chain. So essentially, one contract on maybe Secret can interact with another contract on Juno in the same way these two contracts were to if they were on the same chain itself. So that essentially could be like, okay, you have a bunch of DeFi utilities across the Cosmos ecosystem, how can you combine all of that in one place? And how can you combine that even in like one deposit? Saying that, okay, I have some SE secret, and I see that if I provide SE secret liquidity to any of these swap on secret, I can get even better yield if I provide some SE secret to maybe a DEX on Juno, or maybe a DEX on another new chain, because maybe they have come up with a new protocol which they are incentivizing heavily. So, but I have staked secret, so I can't take it out to secret. But if you have this kind of like IBC UX where like it doesn't matter on which chain it is, just that if it's on a Cosmos chain, it's doable. So that's what we are doing, is that making sure that user can choose that for my staked asset, I'm thinking this DeFi utility is the best one, and I'm going to choose this one. So user will have that kind of freedom with us. And in the long run, essentially, it will become one platform where like you have your bunch of native tokens, your Cosmos asset, and you say that, okay, for my Cosmos asset, what's the best yield you can give me with the minimum risk possible? And that experience would be pretty similar to what you can see on centralized exchanges. Like on a few centralized exchanges, what they have done is that you have exchange for uh, these crypto tokens. And then once you hold those crypto tokens, what you do with it, they give you the options, okay, you hold this much of Ethereum, you can maybe deposit with us and we'll give you 2% yield on it. But essentially what centralized exchanges are doing is that they're also depositing into maybe staking or maybe lending out to centralized institutions or like some sort of, so there's very low transparency in that. And also they're taking like huge cuts from it. I've seen like a few centralized exchanges where like I used to hold a few AKT, I think a year ago, that I was getting some passive income from a centralized exchange. And then I later came to know about, okay, there's a thing called staking where like you essentially get, so at that time, AKT used to have like 55% APR. And those guys used to give me like 35% APR. And I was like, okay, I'm getting 35 interest on my AKT. That's something really good. But I didn't know that, okay, they are taking a huge cut from it. So once you have that kind of user experience, you're essentially giving users with the same user experience for the passive income that they have as a retail user on centralized exchanges, but with the greater transparency and security of smart contract and decentralization itself. So that's our end goal with IBC and combining all of the yields in one place.
Amazing vision. I really appreciate it. We're about halfway through here. Let me take a quick moment to just restate the secret badge claim details. If you click the pinned tweet here in Secret Spaces, it'll take you through to the page where you can claim your secret badge. Go show off that you supported the StakeEasy team here by attending today, if you want to show it off. Otherwise, you can always keep it private. There's also a little bit of private metadata in this badge, only visible to you as the owner of the badge. Once you get it, it's free to mint, free to claim, but you need the claim code. So today, the claim code is liquid. One word, all capital letters, liquid, and you can claim your secret badge. Back to the main content then, let's talk a little bit about some upcoming changes that are being made. We have the Shockwave Delta upgrade coming for Secret Network. That's going to be happening in September, and it's super exciting. It's introducing CosmWasm 1.0, a lot of interoperability improvements for a lot of things. How is that going to impact you guys? How are you thinking about it? And what does that mean for all of this cross-chain integration that you were just talking about?
Yes. So first cross-chain integration we are going to do is between Juno and Secret, because those are two protocols, two chains we are currently live on, and third will come the osmosis. So we have already, so like with uh, this Cosmos 1.0 upgrade coming to Secret, will essentially first allow us to send our SE Secret to Osmosis and to Juno Swap, and then you can essentially have, so we have SE Juno on Juno, we have SE Secret on Secret. We can take these two and put them in Osmosis, a pool, SE Secret and SE Juno, which essentially is saying that, okay, you can, if you were providing liquidity for Secret and Juno pair on Osmosis, you can just swap it out and like deposit a secret, make it staked secret, deposit a Juno, make it staked Juno, take these two back to Osmosis and provide the liquidity again. So now you are also getting yield from both of your staked asset and also getting Osmosis rewards and fees from the LP position. And given that there's huge volume osmosis, it will also earn you more LP fees in the long run itself. And what we are doing before that also is we have already, I think we deployed our relayer yesterday, which was relayer between Juno and Secret, which is basically the first relayer to allow CW20 tokens sent from Juno to Secret. So we tested our, I think it was the CW20 token, the test CW20 token, we named it as cash just to like test it out. And it actually went through. So I was in conversation with a few of community members in Juno and Secret to see that, okay, what's the feasibility of this thing? Like we already know that in current state, we can't send CW20 out of Secret to Juno, but is it possible to send CW20 to Secret? And that way we can essentially have any kind of token that is in CW20 state right now to convert to SNP20. And other way around is also possible if the one way around is feasible through IBC, because the route back is sending the IBC asset back to the source chain. So that is definitely possible if the first thing is possible. So that thing we actually did yesterday. So this thing we'll use in our own governance token SEZ, which is coming in a week from now, or maybe like a couple of weeks max. So this token will be the first token to exist as a CW20 and also as a SNP20 token. So basically from the start, you'll have on the day one, you'll have it listed on JunoSwap, you'll have it listed on Osmosis, you'll have it listed on CianaSwap, you'll have it listed on SecretSwap. And also, since there's a relay, there won't be any like a price difference. Also, people can immediately take their SNP20 SEZ to maybe Juno for as a CW20 back and forth, and also make sure that, okay, there's no price difference because you can do arbitrage with it. But that thing is currently possible only converting CW20 to SNP20. So currently we can do is that we have SC Juno, we can send it over to Secret and maybe provide DeFi utilities in the Secret ecosystem itself for the stake Juno. Once the upgrade comes to Secret mainnet, we can do the other way around also. Take the SC Secret and make the DeFi utilities for the staked Secret on the Juno ecosystem and on the Osmosis ecosystem. So once these things are laid out, so these things are, we have planned to go live this month, or maybe like next month, September, by end of September, all of these things by the end of September. And then we'll also look into, okay, how can you make it even better then? So that's the plan for DeFi for now.
Awesome. So it sounds like these interoperability improvements are a pretty big deal for you guys, which is awesome. Let me ask one quick question then. How does staking with StakeEasy impact things like governance? I know it kind of differs depending on the liquid staking solution. What does it mean with StakeEasy?
Yep. So governance is that first we have the governance that is the on-chain governance, which you stake your Secret, you stake your Juno. How do you still retain your voting rights while being liquid staked? So that we have already kept as a contract that we can add later to the main staking contract itself. So that we are kind of proposing as itself a DAO. So you have these amazing DAO frameworks like Secret DAO you have on Secret ecosystem, which you can use to just bootstrap any DAO. You don't need to write contracts on your own, but you get all of the functionalities that should be in a DAO already implemented. Similarly, you have DAO on Juno that does the same thing for Juno. So we want to make sure on our end also that we are not just providing users with the same voting experience that they had when they were just directly sticking with the validator. We can maybe, since we have the option to implement it, so since we are implementing it, why not we make it better? So first is obviously making sure that we are not removing that time lock for allowing users to vote. So that thing is first to implement. Second is making sure that, okay, currently you can only vote through your wallet. You go to Kepler and you vote and you see certain data that how much people have voted so far and what's the quorum right now, what's the time remaining, so what's the timeline of the proposal right now. We can even add it even further that, okay, we can have certain kind of further data embedded into the proposal itself that we can show to the user in our interface. So any user who comes say that, okay, I want to vote with my SC Secret, it will open the list of current proposals and past proposals. You will see those proposals, you'll see the details. You can also see the details that you already do on Kepler, that there's a Commonwealth link or there's a forum link where it's being discussed right now. So you can check out those details. But you can take it even a step further to maybe add other stuff. Maybe in future you can also add things like, okay, here's the Twitter conversation going for the same proposal. Here's the Discord conversation going for the same proposal in just one page. And adding another form of features that we are thinking about, and we will soon be announcing in a few weeks. So that thing is also coming along pretty nicely.
Awesome. Well, then I have one other question, at least, since you guys are clearly building a lot here with StakeEasy. Are there any other products that the dev team is working on? What do you do with your free time, I guess?
Not exactly the free time, but yeah, the one thing we are also working on, like the first thing we worked on Secret Network is last year in September, we started working on Polar. We also got the grant from Secret Labs to implement it. And we had a timeline to implement all those features in 3 months. So we delivered that by the end of November. So what Polar is essentially a framework similar to Hardhat on Ethereum. So Hardhat is basically saying that, okay, you can develop smart contracts, but here's a tooling which can really simplify your whole process. Saying that, okay, you are a developer who wants to, like, for instance, let's take the simplest example for any developer would might know is that when you're, let's say, developing a React app, you don't go and like create all the TS config and all the package.json from scratch yourself. You're typing that out. You don't do that. You just type create new React app. It gives you a boilerplate. So those kind of things we are doing for the Cosmos and development for Secret with Polar. So what you can do is that you can just do a Polar init. It'll bootstrap all of the boilerplate code to you. We have a bunch of standardized templates, which are somewhat inspired from already existing Secret templates, some from the CW Plus templates, saying that let's say you want to build a DAO, you want to maybe build a swap, and so you don't need to start from the scratch itself. You can take this boilerplate code that is mostly tested out and maybe production ready. You can say, okay, I want to initialize my project with this template, and then you move ahead. Things like compiling the contract and making sure that how do you debug the contract. We are also simplifying that process, and things like so currently, if you are a Cosmos developer on Secret, most of the Cosmos developers, what they do is that they use the CLI to deploy and interact with the contract. So one CLI command they'll do, and it will deploy one contract. Another they'll do to initialize that contract. Another they'll do to initialize another contract. Another they'll do to execute a transaction. So these are a bunch of, let's say, deploy steps. So every full-fledged, let's say, a dApp or a protocol will have more than a few contracts. So even in our case, we had 4 contracts. Each of these contracts were to be deployed and initialized, and also done a few transactions to store each other's contract in each of them. So it's a 15 to 20 CLI commands to be done every time it is to be deployed. So every time you need to deploy it on a testnet or maybe on mainnet, maybe upgrade it. So this can be written as a script. So you just have a deploy script, you can move it ahead to someone else. This is another thing we are doing with it. So basically, it's a full-fledged tooling for anyone who wants to simplify their process of smart contract development. And we also, I think, the Polar channel is also live on Secret Discord. We had a few community members last few months who were already using it, and they also had a bunch of features that they requested, and we also implemented those. And so that's another thing we are doing. Other than that, we're also actively looking into, okay, how relayers work, how validators work, how maybe we can also uh, improve that maybe in future. So that's roughly other work we do apart from StakeEasy.
Amazing. Well, we've got about 20 minutes left, which is usually when we start inviting people to stick their hands up. They probably have some questions for you, or questions about Secret in general, or maybe this upcoming upgrade. And so if anybody's got questions they want heard out on the Secret space, please stick your hands up. We're going to start trying to bring people on stage because we're running out of our set agenda as planned. So start raising your hands. Before we get there, I'll throw it over. Is there anything else that I didn't ask you that you want to be able to touch on? Any other product update you want to give, anything else that's been a priority for you that you want the secret community to know about, now's your chance to say anything I forgot.
So yeah, I think one thing is I can cover upon is the upcoming SEC token that we're releasing. So we already had a few airdrops for our testnet user for our early main adopter. So we had already announced that we are giving airdrop, and this is how you can see. But now this month we'll be giving them the airdrop. They'll be able to claim it, and also this is the first public listing of our token. So yeah, the announcement for that will be coming next week. So anyone who's looking out for that, please keep an eye out on our Twitter. And yeah, other than that, I think we got pretty much everything covered up.
Amazing. All right. Well, a lot to look forward to then, obviously. We've got our first question up here on stage from Antoine. Go for it.
Hey, hello. Good morning or afternoon to everyone. Guys, I would like to know when the integration on mobile Kepler, do you have any idea or maybe stash dApp on Kepler? That's my question. I would say because I'm used to Kepler, you know?
No, it's a good question. So I've talked personally with the Kepler team for a very long time, and Kepler is still my wallet of choice, especially on desktop for things. But they're also supporting many chains, and it's not always a priority to support features from something like Secret, where we do things that no other chain does. So we're happy that there's also a large number of wallets that are launching very dedicated experiences for Secret currently and in the near future. So that includes wallets like Fina, which is already live on mobile, iOS and Android. There's also Leap Wallet adding integrations. There's Star Shell Wallet that's finishing up their MVP. There's Cryptic as well. So at least 4 or 5 wallets that are actively adding support for Secret on mobile and on desktop, so you can get these more complete experiences. I don't really know exactly what Kepler's roadmap looks like. I think very few people do. I think Josh does, for example. If this is a priority and you want to see Kepler add more support, I would definitely get in touch with their team. We've certainly asked them to prioritize these things. But when they have this much ambition of chains that they want to support, you can kind of understand if their focuses are on things that they're like personally working on or chains that they're personally involved in. But that's just an opportunity for us to create some really incredible experiences already. So if you haven't gotten, for example, Fina, Fina, we were announcing this in the secret channels pretty recently. That mobile experience is actually great, and they've integrated a number of dApps on mobile already, including Stash. So you can go and claim your badge for listening to this secret space directly through Fina on your phone right now. It works. I did it last week. It's pretty cool. So yeah, all those experiences are getting there, and I would love to see those same experiences come to Kepler. Absolutely, because I love Kepler.
Okay, Matt. Thank you about the information. Give me calm to be to know that Fina is a wallet that you recommend, and that give me the trust to use it. I have heard a bit about Fina is sort of new, but. Thanks, because I'm gonna use it. I can import my Kepler with the seed phrase there, right? And my tokens will show there.
Yep, you can import it. I don't know the extent to what they're already supporting secret tokens in it. I know you can definitely like mint badges, sign messages, things like that. I have to look into it more closely to see how much integration they've done beyond that, but definitely. And maybe Patrick, if you know, I don't know how much more you've played around with it. If you're still here, can talk about it. But yeah, we promoted Fina the other day because they are hitting their milestones for supporting the secret ecosystem, and we always want to celebrate that. We've got a lot of amazing people who have received grants from the Secret Grants program that Secret Labs is helping oversee. So seeing a team like Fina come and ship something like this is really awesome because again, it's driving the ecosystem forward, and hopefully it inspires other wallets and other dApps to keep moving the ball forward for the Secret ecosystem. We do want there to be a best-in-class user experience on top of Secret Network, and it's really never been better, thanks to these teams. Other questions, feel free to raise your hands here. We'll get you up here on stage while we still have the time. Maybe this is your first secret space and you've never asked anything. Maybe you're curious about our upcoming Shockwave Delta upgrade. Maybe you want to be a secret agent, or maybe you just became one. Anything you want to talk about or any questions that you have for the StakeEasy team, come up on stage.
There's actually a question in the comments on the pin tweet. I'll read that out. It says, does StakeEasy use Zaki/Occlusion's liquid staking module? If not, what does it use? Can it be extended to any IBC-enabled chain, which I believe you've already answered? That's yes. And do I need to unstake first to make it liquid, or is it instantaneous?
Yeah, sure. So the module by Occlusion team, I think that is already currently live only on the Cosmos Hub itself. So this module allows anyone to, so currently if you have already staked with a validator, you want to switch to a liquid staking solution, you have to unstake that token, you have to unstake your secret, wait 21 days, and then deposit to your choice of liquid staking protocol. So which is not a smooth user experience. So to improve that, Occlusion team made this module. So this module lets you convert your staked asset with the validator into an NFT. So that NFT is transferable. You can transfer that NFT to a liquid protocol's address, and they will issue some liquid token in return for that. So that is only currently applicable for Cosmos Hub. That cannot be applied to any other Cosmos chain because they have not integrated this module yet. Maybe in future, some chains might, some might not. Not much public information on that. So we are only live on Juno and Secret, so we don't currently support that. But in future, when we'll support Atom, we'll definitely support this feature and this module because it definitely helps make the liquid staking experience better. And yeah, so currently, if you want to stake with us, you have to unstake if you have already staked with a validator, and then come to us and stake with us.
Cool. Thanks for relaying the question, Patrick. Hope for the asker that was helpful. And now we've got NorCal Crypto on stage as well. Go for it.
Good morning. I had a question in terms of bringing liquidity over from other chains. It's IBC, I believe is. And so I'm wondering if at some point, and when that might be, Ethereum and Bitcoin might be able to be wrapped, as well as like a stable coin, RSV, reserve rights, a stable coin might be able to be brought over. Is that anything that could happen down the road in terms of bringing those over to StakeEasy?
So like our first priority is to integrate those ecosystems that are integrating IBC Bridge. So outside the Cosmos ecosystem, I think there's work in place to integrate the Near and Polkadot ecosystem with IBC. So I think first, those two ecosystems will try to integrate into our ecosystem, bringing those staked asset into the Cosmos ecosystem itself. For the Ethereum and other EVM-based chains, I'm not sure if there's any work to integrate with IBC. There are existing bridges like Gravity Bridge, XLR Bridge, which lets you have those ERC20 and Ethereum come to Cosmos ecosystem. So to provide liquid staking for, let's say, Ethereum and provide utilities for staked Ethereum on the Cosmos ecosystem, one way is to go is that deploy EVM Solidity contracts on Ethereum chain, which lets you have liquid staking, and then bring those ERC20 tokens back to Cosmos ecosystem. That's one way to do it. I think Lido is doing that because Lido first launched on Ethereum. So they have STETH, and I'm not sure if STETH is bridgeable to Cosmos, but that's one thing that can be done right now if they are not integrating IBC. So yeah, definitely if in future we choose to integrate the EVM chains also with the StakeEasy ecosystem, we'll definitely first look into how we can bring that staked, StakeEasy staked Ethereum or maybe any other EVM asset to the Cosmos ecosystem first. And yeah, so it all depends on if IBC is integrated with EVM chains or not. If not, if we have developed already all of the other chains that are IBC compatible, then we'll definitely go for that second option and do that. But yeah, definitely that's something in our roadmap, but I think it will take at least a few months or maybe a year to reach to that point that we're able to implement that. But definitely, yeah, that's definitely feasible in future.
Okay, great. Thank you. I'll go into their discourse too and see if I can start up a conversation about IBC compatibility. I think it's huge. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Awesome. Great question. We've got about 10 minutes till the top of the hour. If there's other questions coming in, like I said, good time to raise your hand, get them answered. Reminding people for one last time of our claim code today as well. If you have not yet grabbed your secret badge, this may be your last chance. Go ahead, click the link inside the pinned tweet. It will take you to the secret badge page, and today's badge claim code is liquid. All one word, all capital letters, liquid. Go grab your secret badge. Show that you supported the StakeEasy team here today. Appreciate everybody joining these secret spaces as always. The teams appreciate it always as well. One more question for the StakeEasy team. If people want to stay in touch with the project, if they want to be following everything that's coming, other than following the StakeEasy account here, where else can they stay in touch with you going forward?
Yes, so our site is live on stakeeasy.finance. That has all the public information like our socials and what projects we're working, what things are working on, what's coming in the near future. We have our Discord server also linked, I think, in our Twitter bio also on that page also. You can go to app.stakeeasy.finance to deposit your secret, juno.stakeeasy.finance to deposit your Juno. And we have active discussions in our Discord itself. We also have a Telegram channel also linked on our Twitter bio. So yeah, those are all the mediums we use to communicate our information and discuss with the community.
Awesome. Well, hopefully everybody who's listening is now following the StakeEasy team, getting in those channels, getting in touch with the project. So exciting to see stuff launching here in the secret ecosystem and seeing it spread around the entire IBC ecosystem. A lot of calls to action here today to get more involved with the secret DeFi ecosystem. There's never really been a better time to start exploring all these protocols because A, things are already live. You can go and start trading around on Sienna, and you can be checking out what's coming with Shade, and you've got other protocols like Polymer coming soon. You also have the team at ButtonSwap, projects like Shinobi. There's a ton of things launching in the secret ecosystem. If you go to the secret website, scrt.network/ gosh, I don't want to mess this up. So just go to the website and click around until you get to the ecosystem page. You'll get a big list of dApps and tools available in the ecosystem. You can start exploring for yourself. It's pretty broad. There's never been a bad time to get involved with the secret ecosystem. In fact, there may never have been a better time than now with all the things that are planning to be launched over the next couple months. A lot of people have been waiting on the Shockwave Delta upgrade to start getting these things live because that is a major deal for us. So Shockwave Delta coming in September, going to unlock a lot of interoperability, some performance improvements as well. But yeah, really exciting to see all of these things coming together at the same time. Amazing to have the StakeEasy team with us today on Secret Spaces. Thanks again for your participation. We do these every Tuesdays, right? So the next one is going to be in September. This is our last of August. We've got our next one coming soon, though, right after Labor Day, if you're in the US. So get excited for that. We'll see you back here next week, same time, to enjoy another secret state. Another Secret Spaces with more alpha, more teams. In the meantime, everyone have an excellent week. Grab your badge, get into the secret Discord, become a secret agent. You can learn about all of this at the secret website, scrt.network. Make sure you follow us here for all your fun secret alpha. And for those of you who will be at Cosmoverse, we'll have a team going down there, a number of us going down to Cosmosverse in Medellin at the end of next month. We'll also be in New York sponsoring Masari Mainnet and having a special secret side event to celebrate the 2-year anniversary of secret contracts. So if you're in New York during that mid-September period, or if you're going to be in Medellin at the end of September, keep a lookout for the secret team. Keep a lookout for some amazing opportunities coming your way to get even deeper in the secret ecosystem, meet some amazing contributors. We'll keep you guys up to date on where we will be around the world next. All that said, guys, thank you for another wonderful Secret Spaces. We will see you here next week, same time. Thank you.